Steve here. Psalm 51, the first couple of verses say this: Have mercy upon me, O God, according to your loving kindness. According to the multitude of your tender mercies, blot out my transgressions. Wash me thoroughly from my iniquity. Cleanse me from my sin. When we realize that we have sinned against God, as believers now, we're usually overcome with sadness. Those of us who are saved by his grace have accepted his love, even though we're not worth it. We don't want to grieve him. Now, we know that the sin debt has been paid and that Christ's one sacrifice has made us forever perfected. We still don't want to make our Father sorrowful because we love him. God called David a man after his own heart. He didn't call him that because he was a perfect little goody two-shoes, but because he valued his closeness to God more than he valued the need for self-justification. When he was confronted with the sin by Nathan the prophet, he didn't say, well, yeah, but you don't understand what she... No, he didn't say that. He owned it, and he pled for God's mercy. I love his heart. I love how he knew that God would forgive his wretched sin. He knew what forgiveness meant. In Psalm 130, verse 3, he said, Hey, O Lord, if you would mark iniquities, who could stand? And then he wrote Psalm 103, verses 10 through 14, and you should read that whole psalm. He doesn't deal with us according to our sins, nor repay us according to our iniquities. As high as the heavens are above the earth, so great is his steadfast love toward those who fear him. As far as the east is from the west, so far does he remove our transgressions from us. As a father shows compassion to his children, so the Lord shows compassion to those who fear him. He knows our frame. He remembers that we're dust. When we come to God, at first we're wretched. Then by agreeing with God about our sin, our condition, or to saying the same thing with God, that's the word that translated from the Greek in 1 John 1:9, by the way, to homologeo means to say the same thing as God. When we come to that confession or agreement with God about our condition, that we're dead before him, we find that he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. When you come to Christ, you're cleansed from all unrighteousness. What a gracious God he is. He is indeed the chief of mercy. And as a believer, if you blow it, you don't want to break Daddy's heart. Just come to him and say, Father, I'm sorry I broke your heart. I'm sorry I broke your heart. And he'll say, son, you're forgiven. He's so good about that. You ponder that, Pastor Steve.